Here we go. We are live right now on Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of the Bird Gang is having a fantastic Thursday. And with training camp just a few days away, we have an absolutely loaded show on the docket for you all. And we're so happy that you came to us to take in your Eagles content. So no matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making Philadelphia Eagles Now a part of your day. And if you're ready to talk some E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And once you like the video, I want you to type me. And as soon as you do that, we're going to start to give you some shout-outs here. Nick Roloff is to my side. All of you hanging out in the chat. No Trizzy Trace today. He was vacationing in Mexico. He'll be back at the Chat Sports offices tomorrow, but we have the next best thing in producer Nick Roloff. Finesse to Don has been saying for a little while, start the stream. Finesse to Don, we're here, my guy. Millie315 is in the house giving me an E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles! We have Chicken City Sports typing me. Morgan Palmer hanging out. Zaire Williams. Shannon Lewis. Yo, brother. Fly, Eagles, fly. Joshua Cole typing me. Rochelle Richardson also in the house typing me. Joe Ellen. Morgan Palmer. Finesse. Jay. Ryan. Warrior. Millie. Andrew, all in the house right now. More people continuing to pile in. Shan Bright, Jose Santiago, Fly Eagles Fly 704. My gosh, the juices are flowing. Everybody's pumped up. I am as well. So coming up on the show today, with the Eagles set to report to training camp on July 25th, I am going to rank every single rookie who will report the training camp in a few days from top to bottom. Stay tuned for that. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about Jalen Hurts. This will be the best segment that you see on YouTube on Jalen Hurts. We'll look at some statistical figures, some trends, some analytics, and some numbers. What made him elite last year? Where does he need to improve? We'll also take a look at some tendencies that are very important going into 2023. Let's go back to the comments section, though. Where are you watching from? We are emanating live from the Chat Sports Studios in Dallas, Texas. I just want to get a gauge as to where everybody is at right now. Uzziah, Jordan, Finesse, keeping that comment section going. Where's everybody at right now? We have Chicken City in Pennsylvania. Izzy B, Birmingham, Alabama. Finesse to Don is in Arkansas. Justin, Wisconsin. We have Denver from Uzziah. Jamaica from Andrew. Is that vacation or the permanent home? Abigail, Mexico. Ewing Township, New Jersey from John. Even, Arkansas. North Carolina from Fly Eagles Fly. Bang Bang, Delaware from William. Levittown, Pennsylvania. From J Iron, DeBear, New Jersey, Kentucky, Charlotte, Chicken City Sports saying love the vids, we love you. SC Birds fan fittingly in South Carolina. Izzy B, how dare Trizzy not be here? Hey, he deserves to go on vacation for all the hard work he's put in. And he was in Mexico.
I'll say this, Chase. I was going to say, our viewer from Mexico, are you seeing Trizzy Trace down there?
Yeah.
And you could have a little link up.
My man got a serious tan, that is for sure.
We got Syracuse, New York in the house, too, from
Rochester, New York. Nick Roloff from
enough.
Rochester.
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse, Rochester, it's like an hour away.
Yeah.
We party it up sometimes.
Yeah. Joshua Cole, Florida. We have Chirac in the building. Empire Cigar Company, Dayton, Ohio. Last couple of nights, I'm not going to lie, I haven't smoked a cigar. I've smoked a black and mild, but I'm a big cigar guy. So if you have any extra cigars hanging around, send it to me. I'm in Dallas, Texas, Chat Sports Studios. So with Jalen Hurts, I told you, it's going to be the best segment that you see on YouTube about Jalen Hurts because I've been doing some preseason studying, getting ready for this upcoming season. I cannot wait for this NFL season. And we're going to take a look at some numbers like this. Hurts, second best quarterback against man coverage last year, but he was 11th out of 47 quarterbacks against zone coverage. And after last year's tape, will teams play more zone against Hurts to try to stall him in this Eagles offense? And if that's the case, how will the Philadelphia Eagles counter that? So let's ask you this question about Hurts here. in 2023, will he be better or worse than he was last year? Let us know down in the chat right now. More comments continuing to come in. Jordan M. in Chicago. Izzy B. saying, I could be your sidekick. You pretty much already are, Izzy. Jordan M., how many 90s do we have on Madden? I don't pay attention to Madden ratings, honestly. It's hilarious to me that people get worked up over that stuff, but shoot, if you're a big gamer, that's cool. I'm 31 years old. I don't play video games any longer. I just spit bars here on the microphone. Abigail thinks that Hurts is going to be better. Chicken City better. Joe Ellen better. Ryan Rowe better. Millie, he will be a Super Bowl champion. Let's hope so, because then we'll be live all night, pulling an all-nighter right here on the broadcast. I wish we were able to do that back in February, but we got kicked in the balls. Jordan M. saying better. Andrew better. Cool Rains, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Also type in B for better. Izzy B. He came from the school of Saban. Yes, partially, and Lincoln Riley. Can't deny it, though. That is technically a fact. Rezif giving me that B. Let's see. Stephen Stanley, he's going to be better. And Finesse Dedon saying he's going to be better as well. You can come up with your own answers after our show. Also on the program today, 5 former Philadelphia Eagles players who the Birds can still sign and reunite with prior to training camp. That's going to be a fun segment that I imagine will get some people fired up and give you some good memories as well for what some of those Eagles players were able to accomplish, and also some frustrations that maybe some players did cause you. Stay tuned for that. As always, if you want to donate to the show, send us in a tip. Here is our Super Chat menu. $5 Super Chat. I have a whole bag of goodies here. We're going to bring out the bottle of Patron. So every $5 Super Chat, I'll take some mini Eagle shots. How many of these can I down on today's show? Down to do a lot,
I don't know if I've ever seen that little device before. Yeah. I mean, it's one of my first times on the program, but that thing is as small as...
Pretty awesome. But if we do a lot of them, tequila,
that's right,
a lot of mini shots, I'm trying to compensate here and still give you a good show. $10, we'll put your name on this football head that I actually forgot to get, but if somebody sends in a $10 Super Chat, we'll certainly get that.
Is it the Eagles
It's the football mask. It's the football mask. It's by my desk if you want to go get it, with the tape and the Sharpie on my desk as well. So it's a Halloween football mask. You send us in a $10 Super Chat, we'll put your name on there. $20 Super Chat, we have the webcam here. I'll crank out 20 push-ups, 50 for a beer bong, and 100 for a shotgun. Look, your Super Chats go a long way in supporting the show. It allows us to hire new people. We just hired 2 more people here at Chat Sports as we continue to grow like crazy. I was hired March 1 of 2021. I was the 8th employee. I think now we have like 23 people here. One of the new employees, too, you saw him a couple of weeks ago. He is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Jake Chipper in the building here. So that right there, a Super Chat menu, it allows us to give you content every single day, to build new studios, hire new people. Goes a long way in supporting what we do. And I think what we do is incredibly unique. So if you want to send us in a tip, send us in a Super Chat. That right there is our Super Chat menu. And of course, we'll ring the bell to get the people going as well. But we're always down to be informative, insightful, and entertaining. Liberty Bell here. Producer Coop, by the way, he's in Philadelphia right now, set to watch a soccer match at Lincoln Financial Field. Izzy B getting us started with the $5 Super Chat, and that is going to cause us to take our mini Philadelphia Eagles shots here. So cheers, Izzy B, and cheers, everybody watching with our mini Eagle shot glass. We throw it back. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, and we'll pop that up on the screen once Rolly is back. Romeo! Chase is on the case. What up, Eagles Nation? Sam, could you do me a favor, actually, after you pop up that Izzy B $5 Super Chat? Could you go into the changing room, get me the number 7 Eagles jersey, because Romeo is here, and we have a special giveaway, or we have a special announcement, I guess I should say, for Romeo. Thank you, Rolly. No, I'm all good, actually. Yeah, I hit up the new guys. I'm in a good spot. Yeah, thank you. So, look, $10 Super Chat. Your name goes on this football mask here. And Romeo is back in the house. We have something exciting to show Romeo. Back during the NFL draft, we said, look, if you send us in a $500 Venmo, you can get a customized Eagles jersey, whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back. Romeo sent us in a $500 Venmo at the time, and for the first time, here is Romeo's jersey. The number 7 Romeo Talon, Philadelphia Eagles. It's not Michael Vick. It's Romeo.
That's tough, man. That's
back
tough.
in the building. It is tough. That number 7 just looks so good on the midnight green.
This
and then
might be a hot take. Maybe it's just NFL, but the number 7 on an NFL jersey is tough.
I think it's just like the shape of it. You know, it's got the horizontal and then the strike through. I'm not sure.
Because
it's awesome.
I'm telling you, like in football, or I mean in basketball, I'm not all in on
Kyle
7.
Lowry, a little bit
like,
odd looking.
I mean, KD when he was rocking
KD.
7, I didn't vibe with it. But on a football jersey, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Might be a go-to A-list number.
That's what I'm saying. So, Romeo, thank you for being a legend, and thank you for supporting the show, sending in that super chat. If anybody else wants to send in a $500 Venmo at Chase_Senior, we'll get you your own customized jersey. And here's the deal today. If we get to $200 in total super chats, we're already at 5 here after Izzy B sent in that 5. We will do an extra segment. We're going to do a mailbag and take all of your questions. We have 3 segments cooked up for the show today. If we get to $200 in total super chats, we'll stay live. We'll do another segment, and you can ask me literally anything that you want. So we'll do that if we get to $200 in super chats. The man Romeo is in the house. There he is with the 20. So you never know what's going to happen. That jersey is fire! Much love, y'all. So $20 actually, Rolly. We can throw back up the super chat menu. I do have to crank out 20 push-ups for the $20 super chat because here is our super chat menu. 5 for the mini Eagle shots. We did that for Izzy B. 10, name goes on the football head. 20 for the 20 push-ups. 50 for the beer bong. 100 for the shotgun. I'm going to get down and do these 20 here, Rolly.
Yeah, so as Chase pounds out those push-ups real quick, I got to say, Romeo, I am unfamiliar with your game. Insert verbal meme of Shaq saying, I'm sorry I was unfamiliar with your game. But I've been hearing good things about Romeo Talon. He's got the jersey, the $500 Venmo to get that jersey. Listen, I'm all game if you want to get crazy today. While I was out there, I forgot to grab it, but I got my Patron as well.
Oh,
so
let's go.
I'll be taking shots, and you know what? I'll make a deal here, right? Ready? I got a full glass shot.
Glass shot.
Not the mini Eagle shots. I don't. There's only one of those in the office. I got the normal one.
Yeah, and for Romeo, since he sent in a super chat that was north of 10, we're still going to put his name here on the football mask. So Romeo, you're the man, brother. And we'll put him on there.
Have you ever put that mask on, Chase? I'll tell you what. Yeah. I picked it up and looked at it, and I'm like, this might be the most scary thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
It is a little intimidating. I can't lie.
The face is unreal.
Yeah. If we get to 100, I'll actually put it on. And what if we did a mailbag if we got to 200 with me wearing the mask the whole time? I'm not sure people would actually want to see that, but it could actually be a little bit hilarious. Romeo! Going on the football mask right there. So we're about to get the official show started here. Really excited to dive into everything that we have cooked up in store for today's show. Izzy B saying, come on, guys, make them work. Yeah, I already did the 20 push-ups thanks to Romeo there. And we're up to $25 in super chats. And you know what? I'm feeling a little bit thirsty. I'm going to crack a drink here. It's time to get the party started. It's Thirsty Thursday. Football is right around the corner. And I just miss some of our live shows getting really litty because it's been a slow portion of the offseason. So cheers to everybody out there. All right. So coming up first, we're going to rank every single rookie who's set to participate and report the training camp on July 25th. Let's do this, though. 87 people watching live right now, 41 likes. Can we get the 50 likes real quick before we start the show here? 50 likes. Hit that thumbs up icon, like the video if you're ready to talk some birds here. Let's go. Yes, Izzy B, you are on the mask because Losing Hope, one of our loyal subscribers and viewers, not just on Eagles now, but on 76ers now, sent in a super chat last week, and he said, put Izzy B on there. So that's why Izzy B is on the mask. So there you go, Izzy. We're up to 53 likes, 90 people watching live. Here's the deal. The more likes that we get, the more people that come in here, the crazier that the show gets because we're all for getting a little bit litty. Let's begin the program here, ranking every single rookie set to participate at the start of Eagles training camp. The official show begins right now. So with the Philadelphia Eagles set to report to the NovaCare Complex for training camp on July 25th, just a couple of days away, on today's show, I am going to rank every single rookie that is reporting to training camp. Now, there are certainly some interesting players on this Eagles roster. The beginning of this list, we're going to go through pretty quickly, but then as we go deeper and deeper into what these rookies can bring to the table, some of the information, some of the statistics and analytics that we're going to take a look at, absolutely fascinating, because what my job is to do here on Eagles Now, inform, entertain, and be insightful. So let's start at 16 all the way up. Tyler Zentner. He is going to be competing with Aaron Siposs to be this team's punter this year. He has a big league out of Kansas State. At number 15, Chim Okafor, offensive tackle out of Benedictine College. Trevor Reed, offensive tackle out of Louisville. And then Brady Russell, the tight end out of Colorado, checking in there at number 13. I'd say among these players on your screen, the most likely to make the team is going to be Ty Zentner. He has a big leg. Aaron Siposs struggled last year. He was kind of a big reason why there were some special teams lapses in that Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs back in February. If Zentner can come out and show that he can be a more consistent punter, flip the field on more occasions as compared to Aaron Siposs, he has an opportunity to make this football team. At number 12, Jordan Haselwood, the wide receiver out of Arkansas, undrafted free agent who started his career at Oklahoma coming out of high school. He was actually the number one recruit in his recruiting class. Is he going to be able to put together a solid season and training camp and make this team because he has that familiarity with Jalen Hurts? Obviously, he's on the outside looking in, and he's probably not going to make this roster, but a practice squad session for him could be in the cards. At number 11, Mekhi Garner, the cornerback out of LSU. In college, was able to put some pretty good snaps on tape and put together a lot of good moments. He has intriguing size at 6'2", 212 pounds. A reason why he didn't get drafted, ran a 4.55 40-yard dash in the pre-draft process, but last year, 13 starts, and tied for the team lead with 8 pass breakups for LSU. Let's go to number 10 here, Tanner McKee. The Eagles, I thought this was somewhat calculated in the draft. They went into it knowing we're probably going to take a chance on a quarterback in the later rounds. That guy ended up being Tanner McKee. I thought they were going to take a quarterback. I thought it was going to be more of a scheme fit. Tanner McKee played in an old school offense under David Shaw at Stanford. It was a horrific offense, and he's more of a pocket quarterback who's a tall guy with the big arm, big strong hands. But I don't know how much of a scheme fit he is, but obviously the Eagles saw him as a developmental project to enter the quarterback factory. Some people are raving about Ben VanSumeren, the linebacker out of Michigan State. The Eagles are a little bit thin at that linebacking group heading into training camp, and last year, 81 tackles for the Spartans, 2 pass breakups, and 2 sacks in 2022. Christian Ellis is the young player who throughout OTAs was getting a lot of buzz, but can he get some buzz throughout training camp and in the preseason as well? Because there are some question marks here on this linebacking depth chart. I'm high on Nakobe Dean, him falling to the Eagles 2 drafts ago. I thought it was a great situation for Philadelphia to take a player with those diagnosing skills who's a smart and heady guy. Nicholas Moro had double-digit tackles for loss a year ago and more than 100 tackles. The depth, you have Sean Bradley, who up to this point has been a special teamer, but can he get on that TJ Edwards path potentially? And then Christian Ellis, Davion Taylor, going to be fighting for roster spots. So too could Ben VanSumeren. Make sure you subscribe to the show. We are a little bit more than 200 people away from 47,000 subscribers. And when training camp is in session, you can count on us. Daily updates, anytime breaking news happens, we're going to cover it. Anytime there's an injury, we're going to go in depth on it, and watch parties are coming up right around the corner. Hit that sub button for the best year-round Eagles coverage. Now we're inside the top 8 here, and this is where this list starts to get pretty interesting. Joseph Ngata, the wide receiver out of Clemson, has that physical frame where when you see him on the field, you're like, that dude pops. 6'3", 217 pounds, and last year for a Clemson team that really struggled to throw the football, he still had some pretty solid numbers. 41 catches, 526 yards, 2 touchdowns. You would imagine that at that size, he would be more of a red zone threat. He wasn't. Cade Klubnik came in at the later portion of last year as a true freshman, and they continue to really struggle through the air. Clemson had a down year, still won double-digit games last year. Joseph Ngata, though, maybe could be a better pro than he was a college player. Now, at the wide receiver spot, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, one of the best wide receiver tandems in the NFL. They're premier players. Outside of that, though, some questions with the depth. Olamide Zaccheaus is pretty good for Atlanta. Quez Watkins, he just has to put it all together, but he's that home run threat who can get vertical. After that, though, massive, massive questions. When we did our UDFA video, once the draft was over, Eli Ricks was the player who everybody was really excited about, and his career's been somewhat interesting. Highly touted recruit coming out of high school. He committed to LSU, 4 interceptions as a freshman, and people looked at the frame and they're like, my goodness, this guy's long, he's rangy, going to be a really good player. Last year at Alabama, I thought that he was hidden on a defense with a lot of really good players, 4 pass breakups after transferring, after being at LSU for a couple of years. Another player who could surprise some people, kind of like what Josh Jobe did last year for Philadelphia. Moro Ojomo at number 6. And from here on out, we're really going to go in depth on a lot of these rookies here because I'm excited to talk about them. Ojomo has a fascinating background. 249th pick in the 7th round in the 2023 draft. He was born in Nigeria, moved to the USA at 7 years old. He started playing football at 16 years old. And now 5 years later, he's playing for the Eagles. 29 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press, so he's really strong with that upper body, explosive, high motor, 34 games started at UT after having not started his football career until he was 16 years old. Tyler Steen now. What's interesting about Steen is that he only played left tackle in college. Started his career at Vanderbilt, had to be a smart guy. Then he went to Alabama, and here's his snap breakdown. In 2020, 630 snaps at left tackle. In 2021, 835 snaps at left tackle. And then last year under Nick Saban and Bill O'Brien, 833 snaps at left tackle. Why we're talking about this is because Tyler Steen, when he was drafted, was listed as a guard by the Eagles. He's going to give some competition to Cam Jurgens, who was slotted in to start taking over for Isaac Seumalo, who went to the Pittsburgh Steelers in NFL free agency. With that, let's tee up this question. Which rookie will contribute the most in 2023? Let us know, because a couple of these guys, they could contribute a lot for Philadelphia going into this year. Before we take a look at some more players here as we enter and vault into our top 4, this Eagles polo, it is so fresh. And I'm waiting for the Eagles to announce when those Kelee green jerseys are going to be made official, because all these other teams are announcing their new threads, and the Kelee greens, they mop those other jerseys. Get your polos now, chatsports.com/Eagles polo. They were $70, but if you use our link, they're now on sale for $35. That's 50% off. Kelee Ringo checking in at number 4 here. Just signed his contract a couple of days ago earlier this week, and the Eagles are said to be very high on the 4th round pick who they moved up for on day 3 of the draft. Eagles reportedly like him because he has some positional versatility in their eyes. And I saw some videos and some pictures of him working out by himself as well as alongside Budda Baker. I think he's added a lot of strength, and the Eagles might be looking at him to try out a different position to play cornerback and or safety here. Track speed. He is a burner. 4.36 40-yard dash. Sometimes he got beat last year, but has a bunch of skills, and that's why the Eagles moved up to take him, because they think that they can mold him into a very good player. Let me also say this really quickly. Their secondary, extremely deep. There's a reality in which Greedy Williams, he could be on the outside looking in of this roster bubble for the Eagles going in to week 1 against the New England Patriots. To Sidney Brown, my number 3 ranked rookie for my Eagles rookie rankings. The safety out of Illinois, I think could earn playing time right from the jump. His Pro Football Focus numbers certainly do tell a story. He earned an overall grade for the top-rated defense in college football last year of 78.4, a coverage grade of 89.4. This is the problem, though, with Sidney Brown. I like his aggressiveness. I like his instinct. Sometimes he over-pursues and gets too aggressive. A missed tackle rate of 16.5%. That's not good. His snap alignment, though, is pretty interesting. Along the defensive line, 25 snaps. In the slot, 177 snaps. Corner, 36 snaps. In the box, 444 snaps. And he also was deep for 60 snaps. So this is a player who can literally play all around the field. But where is he going to play with the existing players on this roster? Sharp football analysis with some good insight here. Philly recently signed Terrell Edmunds, who is also better suited for playing in the box. Brown has limited experience in the deep secondary, as evidenced by the snap counts we just showed you, but clearly has the speed, 4.47 40-yard dash to cover a lot of ground in that role. The Eagles used 2 high coverages on 39% of pass plays last year, while new defensive coordinator Sean Desai did so at a 42% rate in Seattle. Illinois used 2 high coverage on 13% of their plays last year. That was the 3rd lowest rate in FBS, so Brown will have a lot to do to adjust into his new role. I like how he's maximized his frame. The dude is absolutely yoked. He likes to get in the lab to really improve his craft and improve his body type. I think that he's going to be able to make those necessary adjustments, but the safety spots are up for grabs. Reed Blankenship, as we've talked about on the show, he had some really good Pro Football Focus numbers last year. And when he replaced C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who took yet another shot at Eagles fans this week, and I called him out on Twitter, and it went wild, he played really well. And then Terrell Edmunds, former first-round pick, hasn't lived up to the billing, but with this Eagles defensive line, does he end up playing better? What will the starting safety tandem be for the Eagles? Is it going to be Edmunds and Blankenship? Let me know. Or is it going to be somebody else who unseats one of them? Chime into the comment section. 2 more players here. Nolan Smith, my number 2 rookie. And I really went back and forth between having him and Jalen Carter at the top of my rookie power rankings. Nolan Smith, high on the player. Can't believe he fell to number 30. The athleticism is out of this world. Insane speed coming off the edge. Great bend coming around the corner. The athleticism certainly should translate. The athletic body type that I see, it's kind of a blend between Hassan Reddick and Von Miller, 2 very, very successful edge rushers in this league. Nolan Smith loves the game of football. His personality reminds me a lot of a guy like Brandon Graham, who's been a culture changer for this team for more than a decade, and he has leadership qualities about him that I also really like. So you have that combined with the fact that he has all these Georgia teammates to play with. I think that's going to make his transition easy, and he's going to be a backup to Hassan Reddick. Look for him to have between 5 sacks, 7 sacks this year as a rookie. That's one of my bold predictions. At number 1, Jalen Carter. And I'm not just saying this because Carter was the first pick for Philadelphia, because I'm just high on the player, and that's why I have Jalen Carter atop my rookie power rankings here. And there's so many reasons for this. He was arguably the best player in this draft class. If he wasn't involved or wasn't around for that crash after the Georgia National Championship parade, he could have gone number 1 in this draft. The Eagles got him at number 9. That is extraordinary value right there. He is a dominant disruptor. He has great versatility to his craft. He can play literally almost every single position along that defensive line. He did that at Georgia last year. The size-speed combination really does just blow your mind. I saw plays last year in which he was hunting down quarterbacks who were running for their lives. He was running down wide receivers in the open field who were downfield. He was tracking down running backs, and he joins an established culture. Everybody wants to say he has these character concerns and he's made lapses in judgment. That might be true, but also there's this great story that I talked about on our YouTube Shorts page right here on the channel. one of his teammates, who was a walk-on, didn't have the necessary funds to buy his lunch every day, so Jalen Carter used his scholarship money to buy his teammate lunch every single day. That's good character right there. You go back to the versatility with one of my points there. Carter's snap alignment last year with the Bulldogs, big reason why they ended up winning that national championship game. He lined up on the A gap, 30 snaps, over tackle, 83. Primarily, he's going to be at that B gap because at the end of the day, he's a defensive tackle, 255 snaps there, and then outside tackle for 20 snaps. The impact of Carter and Nolan Smith, it could be profound in year one here. More numbers from Sharp Football Analysis. Among Power 5 interior defensive linemen, Jalen Carter had a 14.4 pressure rate that ranked third in the country among interior defensive linemen last year. Nolan Smith, on the other hand, had a 20% pressure rate last year for Georgia. So that right there, my Eagles rookie power rankings heading in to training camp, which begins on July 25th. We're only a couple of days away from it, and that means that we're going to be able to talk about some actual football. If you enjoyed today's show, a little bit of a different feel in the program today. Real one, roll call. Give me a real one down in the chat. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching today's show. Fly, Eagles, fly. $5 super chat. One more shot. Say less, my brother. Say less.
Tell you what, Chase, if people aren't subscribing on that video, they got to check their pulse, or if they even like Eagles football.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that was some terrific analysis. This has got to get called a spade.
Who else is doing that?
I mean, that was terrific.
Who else is doing that? We took a lot of time to do that, but who else is doing it? Thank you. All right, mini shots. Fly, Eagles, fly, 704 with the $5 super chat. We're up to $30 in donations. That means that we are 70 away from me putting on the football mask. And here is our super chat menu. Every $5, we do some mini Eagles shots. $10 or more, your name goes on that football head. $20, that's 20 push-ups. Thanks to Romeo, the real one, for that $20 super chat a little bit earlier. He's also the recipient of our customized jersey after he sent in a $500 donation during the draft. $50, I will do a beer bong. $100 for a shotgun. That right there, our super chat menu. Another great segment in store, and it's going to be the best segment that you see on YouTube about Jalen Hurts here. I'm really excited to dive into that. But first, though, if you want us to do an extra segment, as of right now, we have 3 planned. 1 in the canister, 2 to go. If we get to $200 in super chats, we'll do a mailbag, and I'll take all of your questions. We will do an extra segment if we get up to $200 in super chats. I know that we're in the slow part of the offseason, but let's have a party because training camp is starting in just a couple of days on Tuesday. Extra segment if we reach that super chat milestone.
I'll add this, Chase. I mean, we have a little bit to go, 170, but there's 3 things that you can take out of this if we get to 200. 1, we'll possibly be doing things on stream for you guys, drinking, putting your name on the football head, having fun, partying. 2, you'll get an extra segment, more Eagles football talk, which I assume all of us love. And 3, I lost my train of thought.
3?
There's going to be something else.
We'll continue to be real ones.
I completely lost it. That's devastating.
Izzy said that she sent in a video. Here's Izzy making an appearance. She's doing her classic fireball shooter. So people were sending in super chats, and Izzy's taking down some drinks. We're down to party.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Izzy's down to party as well. Go ahead.
Then my third reason why was it's Thirsty Thursday. We're a day from the weekend. Why not? Let's party.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. It's all about the subs and likes from Izzy. Exactly, Izzy. Tommy Curzio is in the house. What up, Tommy? Andrew Nathan said, it's too hot for T-Chase. This is cooled down. You're right about it being too hot. We're down here in Dallas, and I am from the Philadelphia area, but we're down here in Dallas because we're a national sports network. That's where we're based. It has been 100-plus degrees every day, Rolly, I think for the last 5 days. And for me, I grew up in the Philadelphia area. Nick is from Rochester, New York. We're Northeasterners. This is extremely hot, and because we got a lot of rain in the spring, it's been humid too. So usually you can deal with the dry heat. The humidity has been crazy.
I am out of my element. I feel like a fish out of water, but it's well, actually, I guess that would be the same.
Even though we're landlocked, we're still a fish out of water.
Yeah, I'm going back to New York in 2 weeks, Chase. I'm looking at the weather in advance. It's going to be like 75, 80, and I legitimately think I'm going to have to bring a sweatshirt because if my body adjusted to this 100-degree weather, I'm going to be freezing at 75.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to talk about Jalen Hurts for this next segment. We're at $30 in Super Chats. If we get to 50 in the next 10 to 15 minutes, that's how long this segment's going to take, I'm going to beer bong this happy dad. If we get to 50 by the end of this upcoming segment, it only takes a 20 or a few fives. That's what we'll do here next. Your donations obviously go a long way in supporting what we do. Next up, let's talk about Jalen Hurts here. Best segment you'll see on him on the entire YouTube streets. Let's dive into it right now. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. We also appreciate Manscaped for making the program possible. 20% off and free shipping for the best men's grooming products at manscaped.com/chat. Use the promo code chat for that deal to apply and join the 8 million men who have put their trust into Manscaped because their products do not disappoint. On the show today, we're going to have a discussion about Jalen Hurts, and this is going to be the best Jalen Hurts segment that you see on YouTube. What made him elite last year, where he needs to improve, some trends to watch, reasons to be concerned, but why the Philadelphia Eagles can win a Super Bowl with number one leading the charge. First, though, if you think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League going into 2023, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. If you don't believe Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, I think that's a hot take. So I want you to explain why. As always, we appreciate your feedback and you sharing your thoughts down below in the comment section. Topic number 1 here. What made Jalen Hurts elite in 2022? A lot of reasons why he vaulted up the leaderboard among all quarterbacks in the NFL and finished runner-up behind Patrick Mahomes to win MVP. Really, I think it was his ability to not turn the football over, but how well-rounded and how diverse his game was, because the versatility of Jalen Hurts was certainly on display last year. Also, an elite trait for Hurts, the ability to keep the ball out of harm's way. He threw the ball 460 times. He ran it 165 times. What my favorite stat about all this is that given those amount of throws and the amount of times that he ran it and how much the Eagles lean on him to be productive in this offense, he only threw 6 interceptions and he only lost 2 fumbles. That is a total right there of 8 turnovers for Hurts, despite throwing it 460 times and running it 165 times. He also completed nearly 67% of his passes. He ran for 760 yards. He threw for 3,700 yards, had 50.7 rushing yards per game, and the yards per attempt up there with some of the top quarterbacks in the NFL at 8, and his yards per carry also very good at 4.6. Another reason why Hurts is in a different stratosphere than he was a couple of years ago, the growth and the development that we have seen from him as a passer. He has progressively gotten better and better and better every year that he's been in the NFL. Limited workload in 2020 after he was that surprise second-round pick out of Oklahoma by Philadelphia. By the way, I have the receipts. I loved the pick at the time, even though the Eagles had just signed Carson Wentz to that extension. But in year 1, Wentz was so bad that Jalen Hurts had to replace him because Doug Peterson wanted to see what Hurts could become to see if he could be the future franchise quarterback. Now, as we know, Doug Peterson ended up being let go, but he goes from 52% on his completion percentage in 2020 all the way up to 66.5 in 2022. Yards per game up dramatically. Quarterback rating up by nearly 30 points from 77 to 101.5. In Jalen Hurts' first 3 years in the National Football League, he has raised his completion percentage as well as his yards per attempt while simultaneously lowering his interception rate from the previous year. The decision-making and keeping the ball out of harm's way is a big reason why Hurts was elite last year, and it's a big reason why he can continue on this trajectory to be a very special quarterback in this league, on top of the fact that he can carve you up with throwing it, as well as running the football with all of the weapons on this team and the best offensive line in football. Can't wait to see what Jalen Hurts can do in 2023. Topic number 2. Let's take a look at some trends to watch out for this upcoming season, because there are some changes with Hurts against different coverages. Jalen Hurts was the second best quarterback against man coverage in 2022, but against zone coverage, he struggled. He was 11th out of 47 quarterbacks against zone coverage. So after last year's tape and what he was able to do, will teams in 2023 try to counter what he did and what he was successful with and play more zone concepts to try to stop him and this Eagles offense? Hurts against different coverages, more explained. Against man coverage, Hurts throws it deeper, 9.4 air yards per attempt versus 8.9 air yards per attempt with zone. And despite that, the attempts average more yards after the catch, 6.8 to 5.1. Hurts completes more passes against zone, 72% to 59%, so those numbers certainly interesting. And as we project forward a little bit, this is going to be a big test for Hurts to try to change up, switch up, and make the necessary adjustments. Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni also have to make some alterations to this offense and the game plans, knowing that there's a year of tape out on Hurts, and they have to make those counter adjustments to try to be as successful this year as they were last year. And the increase in difficulty on the schedule going to make it a little bit more difficult to do just that. As I mentioned off the top of the show, Philadelphia Eagles now is presented by Manscaped, 20% off and free shipping on the best men's grooming products. Just make sure you use that promo code CHAT for that deal to apply. And you know what? It's summertime. Everybody's swimming out there. Cannonballs! This summer is not about the size of those cannonballs. It's about making a splash with our friends at Manscaped. Prep for barbecue season by making sure your grill master has the hottest dogs the summer has ever seen. When you're at the cookout, let the meat speak for itself with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. It's time to get ready and not sweaty by heading to manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat for 20% off and free shipping. And when you think about the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, it has everything that you need to guarantee you'll have the most mouth-watering treats at the party. They have built the ultimate bundle for your summer grooming. Lawnmower 4.0 has a battery life that lasts forever. Safeguard technology, because who wants to get cut up down below the waist? That's not going to be a good look for your significant other, because they might be like, whoa, what are you doing down there? Now, you can also feel safe wearing that low-cut swimsuit with any stragglers peeking out. Use Manscaped's liquid formulations, basically the ball freshness version of cracking open a cold one, crop preserver ball deodorant, and all of these packages in the Performance Package 4.0, they come in a travel case. So you can travel with this as well. That's the free add-on and the free throw in there. So one more time, it is manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat, Performance Package on sale now using our link and our promo code, and we're going to put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video. Let's continue to talk about Jalen Hurts here. Hurts among all quarterbacks in some pretty important categories here. Completion percentage, he was 11th in the National Football League. Yards per attempt, number 3. His interception rate goes back to the point earlier about him making quality decisions with the football, 1.3%. That was 5th in the NFL. Expected points added, that is basically the WAR version, if you're a baseball fan, wins above replacement, but it's on a play-by-play basis. That's the NFL version of it. He was 6th there. And then his quarterback rating, 101.5. That was also 4th in the NFL. What's also interesting and somewhat of a concern for Jalen Hurts here, his expected points added per attempt inside the pocket, again, the WAR argument, was 8th. And you think about Jalen Hurts as a mobile quarterback, right? Who can throw on the run? He kind of struggled in that area. He dropped all the way to 37th outside of the pocket in EPA per attempt. We're getting a little bit nerdy, but it does tell a story. But this is really what I think about Jalen Hurts. I'm not too concerned about Jalen Hurts going into 2023. When you look at Hurts going into this year, what he did last year certainly was magical and masterful. But I think that Jalen Hurts' Super Bowl performance showed his potential as a passer and who he can become throwing the football. And that's how you win in this league. It's not running the football as a quarterback. The throws against Kansas City to all three levels and layering throws with touch, both to the short, medium, and long points of the football field, and going stride for stride with Patrick Mahomes, I think gives him confidence. But it gives the Philadelphia Eagles confidence as to what he can be as a thrower in this league and the overall quarterback that he can be. And keep in mind, he's still a really young player who's entering his third year in this offense. What he did against Kansas City was one of the best performances from any quarterback in a loss in Super Bowl history. Throwing it, yeah, he only threw for one touchdown, but he added a couple of rushing touchdowns as well. The quarterback rating, 103.4, 27 to 38, 304 yards. The long ball to A.J. Brown. Some of the throws that he made to Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. Big time, big league throws from QB1. Topic number 3, and this will be the last topic that we talk about here with Hurts. Jalen Hurts at the end of the day is a winner. He went to Alabama. They won. He went to Oklahoma. They won. He comes to the NFL. What's been the steady theme for Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts under his leadership? 17-3 in his last 20 games as a starter. Some players have it. Jalen Hurts has it. He has that silent confidence. He's cool, calm, and collected. He takes accountability. Players around him rally around the gusto that he has and how he carries himself. He has that type of confidence that is contagious for this locker room, and he's not afraid to be vocal in the locker room as well. He lets the play do the talking, and because of that, he's widely respected in this Eagles locker room, and it's a huge reason why the Eagles culture is as stable as it is right now. And then also, I want to talk about this. Hurts and his growth has certainly been on display because as a passer in this league, he's been able to take those monumental strides. This is his pass heat map from last year. As you can see, he can make throws anywhere on the field. Down the hash, down the numbers, outside the numbers, toward the sideline, short, medium, long balls. Jalen Hurts has all of it to his arsenal. The eye test shows you that, but the numbers that we broke down on today's show also back up that this guy is only getting better. And let's summarize it with this. The Philadelphia Eagles will continue to be Super Bowl contenders in my eyes with Jalen Hurts as the team starting quarterback. So with that, we're going to tee up this question to round out the show. Hurts in 2023 as compared to 2022 will be what? B for better, W for worse. Chime in. Don't forget to subscribe because who's cooking up a segment like this on YouTube? All right, a lot of super chats coming in during that segment. You love to see it, and thank you so much for all of the support. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. LFX with the $5 super chat. That is another Patron mini shot here, and I'll read it right after I take it. LFX. Real one, wrong call. Kiss my butt, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Go Birds! Soft. Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson is a little bit soft. And my problem with it is this. I understand that after he left the Eagles in free agency, a lot of Eagles fans have been chirping at him. But really, ever since the season, he said some questionable things about Philadelphia. And he's taking shots at the fans. He said, I hate them fuckers, talking about Eagles fans yesterday on the Twitch stream. He said the thing that he hated the most about Philadelphia was the people. He thinks that they're really obnoxious. Here's my problem with that. CJ Gardner-Johnson was running around with the Dream Chasers chain. He dyed his dreads green. He told me in the lead up to the Super Bowl that he loves the organization. Who wouldn't want to be here? Of course I want to come back. And he was a fan favorite with the way that he played, the swagger and the confidence that he had. And he tapped into that. He was beloved by Philadelphia. Now he's hated with the way that he's carried himself, and he's done it in a fake manner. He acted as though he was a real one. He's been anything but a real one. LFX, speaking of real ones, you are a real one. And cheers to you with the mini Eagle shot glass. Dennis Designs with the $20 super chat. He said party time. Look, I told y'all it was going to be party time. I said if we got to $50 by the end of the segment that I was going to beer bong the rest of this happy dad. We got to 80. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Dennis, I'll also do those 20 push-ups as well. We have one more segment left, but if we get to $200 in super chats, we're 120 away. Then I will do an extra segment and take all of your questions.
I'll say this, going beer bong into 20 push-ups is something that you don't often see on the internet, let alone live stream. So
hey, we're doing it.
I mean, that's just how different we are. And I'm kind of matching what Chase is doing here. As Chase does 20 push-ups for $20, he's in shape. I'm striving to get there, but not there quite yet.
You look great, Rolly.
Every $20, I'll take a shot at tequila as well. So I queued one up here, and I'm ready to put it down the hatch. That's the duality you get here at Chat Sports. You get 20 push-ups, or you get a shot.
Woo!
Where else are you getting that?
Hey, nowhere else. Plus, the deep dive numbers that we're throwing out on the show. I mean, it's just absolutely money today.
It's great stuff.
Losing Hope, $5 super chat from the homie with the best Philadelphia tattoos on the universe.
I was going to say, as a Philly fan, that probably fires you up.
Oh, hell yeah.
As someone who's not from Philadelphia, and I'll just straight up admit it, not a Philly sports fan, the mascot staring into my soul scares me a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I think that goes for you guys.
Yeah, Losing Hope. If you want to send me the full sleeve that you have on Instagram right now, and then send me another reminder before we hop on out of here, I can show the people. It's absolutely awesome. And, yeah, we'll definitely try to get that on the show. I know we've done it before, but as a reminder, we have some new people here thanks to the growth of the channel. Izzy B with the 10. War Eagle, but all SEC players, especially from Bama, are more NFL ready. It's not a bad point. Hurts is elusive. That is his strength, hard to defend. Yeah, I can do that shot in an Auburn bikini if we get to $250. Oh, my gosh. So Izzy is willing to do a shot of Fireball in an Auburn bikini if we get to $250 in Super Chats. We just got another 20 from Romeo, so we're 150 away from that. Romeo with the 20. Oh, my gosh. We're already at 100. You'll love to see that. So Romeo with the 20, scratch the push-ups. What was that? The 10? So we got two 10s, right? We'll take a look at the Super Chat menu once again. So we have two 10s to live up for, and then Romeo with the 20. 20 for my cheers to my new daughter, Elena. I'm out for daddy duty. Y'all have a great show. Romeo, congratulations, brother. And I'm sure your daughter...
Clap it up for Romeo there. Congratulations.
...is off to a great start in her life being an Eagles fan, but her pops is an absolute legend on Philadelphia Eagles now. So, Elena, welcome to the world and go Birds. All right. Here's our Super Chat menu. So, any Super Chat $10 or more, your name goes on the football head here. I actually lost my Sharpie during that last segment. I'm going to go get it.
Tossed it there. Yeah, Chase got a little aggressive during that last segment with his little Sharpie in his hand and chucked it across the studio.
I dropped the Sharpie like Aguilar. Real ones now.
Oh, that's a great video.
Great video.
Ironically enough, he then proceeds to have the best season of his career in Las Vegas.
Izzy said she lowered it to 200. Oh, boy. All right, so who do we have to add here? Romeo gets added on here.
We have to add Romeo.
Romeo's on there. I already have Dennis. I have LFX, Losing Hope, Yee, and Izzy B. Is there anybody else that I'm missing here?
No,
I think that's it, right?
That is all the people. But I am taking a shot for the 20 that Romeo just sent in.
Because Fly Eagles Fly was a real one, I'll put him on here. And let's do this. I'm going to put up a 2-minute shot clock before we get to our third segment. Any Super Chat that comes in of $5, your name goes on the football mask as well. How about that? Any Super Chat that comes in $5 over the next 2 minutes, your name goes on the football hat as well. So I'm already gonna put up Fly Eagles Fly on there for being a real one. And then any others that come in, we'll get you on there as well.
2-minute shot clock. And then as we are now 100 away from doing a mailbag as an extra segment. We have one segment planned to go, but if we're able to get to that $200 mark, the next, I should say, 20 to 30 minutes, we'll do a mailbag.
I also said I would put this on at 100.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's creepy, man. That's creepy.
How about that?
On Halloween, people walk around in the clown mask, scare people. I think that mask is scarier.
Now that's a look. That's a look.
Are you able to see out of that, John?
Yeah, there's a couple eye holes here. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it.
That's something else, I tell you
It's
what.
something else, man. Hey, we're just having fun here on the show. So, any 5 under minute to go here. Any 5s that come in, your name also goes on there. So far, Fly Eagles Fly 704. We have Romeo. We have Dennis Designs, Lion Fighter, Losing Hope, Yee, and Izzy B.
Are you holding on to that thing, or are you shipping it out?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future. My mom got me this when I was a kid, so there's a little bit of an emotional attachment there.
I didn't know if it was like a personal thing or it was just ordered, but...
Yeah, I've had this for a while, actually. Yeah, when I was a little kid, I was wearing that with an Eagles jersey for Halloween when I was a young buck. All right, so 18 seconds left to go on the shot clock. We are... Oh! How about that? Abigail from Mexico.
From Mexico.
That turns out to be about $6 in American currency. So Abigail tuned in from Mexico, a first-time Super Chatter. How about Eagles fans tuned into the show from Mexico? Absolutely awesome. Abigail, appreciate you.
And for a first-time Super Chat, I'll do it if it's $1, $2, any first-time Super Chat.
You all right? Shots getting to you?
Super Chat, I'll take a shot at tequila. Like I said, it could be $1, $2, $100, $10. First time, nothing like your first time.
Yeah, nothing like your first time. Abigail! Hola! Go Birds! On there as well. All right, so one segment left to get to. And our last segment. Yeah, if we get to $200 in Super Chats, we'll do an extra segment here. We are now 94 away from doing another segment here. Losing hope. I'm terrible with the currency rate. So am I. Money is just money to me. That's really all I know.
All I know is that they print more every day, Chase.
Yeah, that's right. And they're trying to get rid of cash, actually. All digital.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing. Kind of a conspiracy thing, but I think it's a real thing. So, Abigail, welcome to the show. My first time ever. Nice. Izzy said I'm getting the bikini ready. Oh, Lord. $250. Izzy said she's putting on an Auburn bikini and taking a shot. Wow. We're at 105 right now. So, all right. Last segment, unless we get to 200. 5 former Eagles that Philadelphia can still sign before training camp. Let's dive into that list right now. Let's have some fun on today's show. Training camp is just a couple of days away. And on today's Philadelphia Eagles, now 5 former Birds that Howie Roseman in Philadelphia could reunite with prior to training camp. Let's start here with Robert Quinn. The trade for him just before the NFL trade deadline last year did not reap its benefits for Philadelphia. He comes to the Eagles and honestly barely did anything. I will say this, stand-up guy from all the interactions I saw and had with him during the Super Bowl week and the lead up to that game against Kansas City, but his game just did not translate from 2021, where he had a career-best year of 18.5 sacks, 49 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, and 4 forced fumbles. He was so good that year And then last year, he was non-existent. Wasn't really a good scheme fit with what Matt Eberflus wanted to do in Chicago. He gets traded to the Eagles, and even though Philadelphia led the NFL with 70 sacks, 15 more than any team in the NFL, Robert Quinn really wasn't able to contribute to that. Here's where it gets interesting, though, and this is why I have Robert Quinn on this list. That year that he had his career best year of 18 and a half sacks, guess who was his defensive coordinator? Sean Desai. Guess who the Eagles' defensive coordinator is now, taking over for Jonathan Gannon? Sean Desai. That was the lone year that Sean Desai has been a DC in this league, and Robert Quinn played great. Same system, Vic Fangio disciple. Could Robert Quinn come back if an injury does happen for Philadelphia or prior to training camp? I highly doubt it, but certainly interesting because of the connection to Desai there. Now, I'll tell you this. If the Eagles do make a signing prior to training camp, after training camp, at any point on the calendar year, we're going to cover it. For instance, Dennis Kelee got inked to a deal to return to the Eagles after he was drafted by Andy Reid in 2012, and we talked about it here on the show with some really great insight. If you want to stay informed and in the know on all things Eagles, just hit that sub button. Former Eagle number 2, Jason Peters. Jason Peters still wants to play, and Jason Peters continues to defy Father Time. What this guy's been able to do throughout his career is really impressive. He's 41 years old, and last year, yes, he did go to the Dallas Cowboys. He played well playing at tackle and at guard. And look, the Eagles obviously have some questions about their offensive line depth. The Eagles signed Dennis Kelee Wednesday of this week. They could have brought back Jason Peters if they really wanted to. Jason Peters probably would have been the better option as compared to Dennis Kelee. They probably didn't just because of the overwhelming name value. But last year with Dallas, I'm telling you, Peters did play pretty good football. In 2021, he played for a bad Bears team, but once again, he certainly produced. 15 games played, 77.5 Pro Football Focus grade, a pass blocking grade of 77.9, run blocking grade of 70.7, 6 sacks allowed, 853 snaps, and then last year with Dallas, 70.3 overall grade, pass blocking grade of 60.5, run blocking grade pretty solid, league average is 70, only gave up 1 sack despite the pass blocking not being all that great with 235 snaps. Of course, the bodyguard is a legend in the city of brotherly love. He was with the Eagles after starting off with the Buffalo Bills. He actually went to Arkansas, and he started off his career as a tight end. He moves to offensive tackle and is probably going to be a Hall of Famer in this league. Eagles' career started off with Buffalo, as I said, signed by Andy Reid and Company in 2009. He's with the Eagles through 2020. 7 straight Pro Bowls from 2009 to 2016, 4-time All-Pro throughout his time in Philadelphia, 148 games, 148 starts, holding it down at that left tackle spot as the anchor of that Eagles offensive line with, of course, guys like Jason Kelce. And unfortunately for him, he was not able to finish the season in 2017 because of that knee injury. But Lane Johnson, this was an iconic moment coming out of the tunnel prior to the Super Bowl, dreams and nightmares. Playing Lane Johnson, who's homies with Jason Peters, held up the number 71 jersey and ran out the tunnel onto the field with it. That goes to show you the respect that he had and has for Jason Peters. So his nickname, as I said, is the bodyguard. I want to put you to the test here. What is the best nickname in sports history? Let me know down in the comment section right now. Former Eagle number 3 who Philadelphia could reunite with, the guy who we saw this past year, Ndamukong Suh. He has said that he's down to play. He's just not going to go through training camp at this part of his life when he's 34 years old and he's accomplished everything that he's accomplished. The Eagles last year were bad against the run. And that's why they brought in Ndamukong Suh. That's why they brought in Linval Joseph. Suh's numbers certainly don't go crazy popping off the screen at you, right? But I actually thought he had a pretty decent impact. And throughout the playoffs, played well. And in the Super Bowl, he did get some significant snaps. I like his aggressiveness. 8 games played, 1 sack, 10 tackles, and 2 quarterback hits for the Eagles. His career has been a really, really special one. Defensive Rookie of the Year out of Nebraska in 2010, started his career with the Lions. 3-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro. So 5 All-Pro selections and a 5-time Pro Bowler throughout his career. Said that he'll still play. He's just not going to participate in the grunt work because he doesn't need to up to this point. I also like what he's doing off the field. He's really into helping people save their money and their finances and has a bright future after he decides to hang up the helmet. Linval Joseph, like Ndamukong Suh, another Eagle who played for this team last year, who could return if some injuries do happen because you can rely on those veterans to at least be competent. Had an opportunity to spend some time with him leading up to the Super Bowl. Great dude, great personality. It was a joy to be able to interact with him. Like Suh, 8 games played. They came really consecutively together. 1 sack, 20 tackles, 1 quarterback hit, a 2-time Pro Bowler in his career with the Minnesota Vikings, and a guy who is very good at stopping the run. If you want to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram, you can find me on there at Chase_Senior. I love chopping it up with the Bird Gang and my fellow Eagle brethren, so hit me up there. Don't be a stranger, slide into DM. Say what's up at Chase_Senior. I just want to trigger people here, and I want to get people fired up. Carson Wentz. Can we talk about Carson Wentz here? Partially because I want to look back at what Wentz did back in 2017. And look, I'll apologize. I couldn't help myself. It just felt odd only talking about 4 players. I was looking at the top 100 free agents left, and there really weren't any other Eagles out there other than Carson Wentz. Last 4 years, it is insane how fast he has dropped off and how bad he's become so quickly. Literally, he shreds his knee in 2017 with the Eagles, and it has been a precipitous decline since then. And now, I'm not even sure if he has an NFL future. He's been said to want to work out for teams and still play, but he was abysmal for the Washington Commanders last year. But let's be real here, and let's give him some credit. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz in 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles do not have their only Super Bowl and Lombardi trophy in franchise history. He was great. Would have won MVP if he stayed healthy. 11-2, 33 touchdowns to 7 picks, a 7.5 touchdown percentage, led the NFL. He was also top 10 in yards per attempt. He was so good on third downs. We should have seen the red flag that year when his completion percentage was well below league average at 60.2. You can say whatever you want about Carson Wentz now, and he ended up kind of being a flake. Him leaving Philadelphia did happen on sour terms. The trade of him, the Eagles were able to net a lot of really, really good assets, but in 2017, this guy was fabulous. 3rd in MVP voting, shredded his knee at the LA Coliseum in that great win against the Rams that opened up the opportunity and the door for Nick Foles to have a great playoff run and win that Super Bowl. But let's show credit and give love where love is due and respect where respect is due, and say that Carson Wentz, if it wasn't for him in 2017, the Eagles don't get home field advantage, and without that, they probably do not win a Super Bowl. But yes, he's not going to come back to this team. I just wanted to trigger y'all in all honesty and get that comment section going. So how will you remember Carson Wentz? Will you remember him for 2017 or how he left this organization? Share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. We're closing in on a pretty big milestone here. Not many content creators out there covering the Birds have 50,000 subscribers, and we're getting there. Oh! Romeo! Bang! A $100 Super Chat!
Romeo said he had to go take care of the kids, but first let me make sure I'm getting that mailbag on Eagles Now.
Romeo! Romeo! The $100 Super Chat makes him our Super Chat MVP! We're up to $215 in Super Chats. And look who's also back. Flipping the Bird, 85. Another one of our big high rollers here on the show. Yes. Losing hope. You said Carson Wentz and Tebow are starting a podcast. Are you kidding? Or are you just saying that as a
That would be entertaining.
Christianity joke.
That would be entertaining, I'd say. Just to see
That
what they
would be
would talk
entertaining.
about.
Yeah. Both had their moments. Tim Tebow at Florida, Carson Wentz in the NFL. He's kidding. Okay. It's actually a pretty good joke. I love comedy. I believe it's an art form that should never be canceled, so that's actually a pretty funny joke. Not going to lie. Jeff Ham, LOL. Millie315. He gets it as well. All right. 220 now in Super Chats after flipping the bird came in. Romeo, our Super Chat MVP with the 100. Dennis Designs comes in with the Fly Eagles Fly. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Some people in the chat saying the Kelsey podcast is awesome. Great podcast. Great podcast. All right, so with the 100, we can show them the Super Chat menu once again. Also, if we're going to do a mailbag,
Gotta have questions.
got to get questions. We don't have a lot of in because we haven't really plugged this because our plan wasn't to do a mailbag. If you have a question about the Eagles, we will answer all of your questions for an upcoming mailbag. Hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to get those questions answered. Get those in right now if you have a question for us to do that mailbag, because Romeo, he sent in the Super Chat for us to do it. And because Romeo sent in that $100 Super Chat, that is a shotgun. So you see the Super Chat menu here.
Losing hope. This is an unreal comment. Izzy is a man of her word.
Or woman.
Unlike Seatman. If you don't recall, Patrick Seatman, after a Week 2 loss this past year, was supposed to come on Eagles Now with a stash, and he never did it. Or is it?
So this is what happened.
Was it actually
He was
take
supposed
off his
to
stash?
wax his mustache because he was a Vikings fan. We plugged that losing hope, I believe, going into that Week 2 game. We bought waxing strips. We did not get wax.
Oh.
Because we all dudes in the office. Abby was the only girl at the time. And we're like, okay, we just need the waxing strips. You can put it on, wax the stash. We didn't realize you actually need wax. So we will do that at some point. Maybe just with some duct tape is what we have to do.
I think duct tape is more painful, less effective, which makes it more painful, which means you guys probably will enjoy it more.
Yes. We just have to kind of get Seeps to come in and own up to his word, as Losing Hope is saying there. All right. Shotgun for Romeo. Another one from Flipping the Bird.
Shout out to Romeo as Chase shotguns a beer, fastest time you'll ever see.
That is so cold.
Yeah, seemed cold. Lion Fighter with a question, but did not use hashtag Eagles. You got to make sure you get the hashtag Eagles in there or Super Chat, because you guys earned the right to get another segment and do a mailbag.
Yes, sir.
But if there's only 1 or 2 questions, how are we going to do it? We have a question from Cool Rains and Flipping the Bird, and that's about it.
Hashtag Eagles. Not hashtag NFL. Now, Lion Fighter might watch our chat sports content, but here on Eagles Now, hashtag Eagles. It's all good, Lion Fighter. But it just allows Rolly, with all the comments that come in throughout the show, to filter through those questions and get hashtag Eagles on there. And then let's go to Flipping the Bird 85. I like this nickname he gave Reed Blankenship. As he goes, Kelee Ringo and Reed Battleship starting safeties in Week 1. Thoughts? That's a good one. And we can also hit this on the mailbag too.
Yep.
Look, if Kelee Ringo does make that position switch, it is totally possible that he could start at safety. I would say it's an uphill battle, very, very unlikely. And if Terrell Edmunds does not start, it's kind of an indictment on him. But the Eagles are said to be high on Kelee Ringo, and I thought that was clear, and I said it literally at the time that they drafted him. Man, they traded up and traded away a future, 3rd or 4th round pick for Kelee Ringo. They must really like the player. Clearly they did, because they moved up and mortgaged future draft capital to do that. Lion Fighter, hashtag Eagles, brother. Not hashtag NFL. That's a good question. It's a good question. So hashtag Eagles or Super Chat. Let's see.
Keep on firing in those questions.
Keep on firing in those
we
questions.
Have 2 questions. So even though we unlocked the mailbag ability, not really able to do it if we only have 1 or 2 questions. Andrew Nathan gets in a good question. So, all right, we got 3 now. I say we at least got to get to 8 or 9 before we can start the mailbag, so fire in those questions.
Rosa Smacks is back. Here's the vid from Iz. She lived up to her word. Izzy B in the Auburn gear, taking the shot. Fireball. Let's get it. We lived up to our word. Izzy B lived up to her word as well. Sending in a video. Big viewer of the show. Thanks, Iz. Go Birds. It's a Thursday. Hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to get those questions answered. Popped up on the screen. Let's see. No. Millie315.
Millie, good question.
Who's going to play guard?
There you go, Lion Fighter.
Lion Fighter! LFX. 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 Man, can we get the 300 today? It'd be our most since, I think, the NFL draft. We're at 225 right now. Lion Fighter said, sorry, I'm a little bit baked. It's okay, brother. Have a day. Have a day. That's why we have 100 RBs from Abigail.
Got 5 questions. Can we go with 3 or 4 more in there?
Yeah, 3 or 4 more in. We can hit some super chats as well. Izzy, no ring on it. No ring on it. That's the answer to your question. No ring on it. Izzy, Abigail, Lion Fighter, losing hope, hashtag Eagles, Bros is Smacks, who's everyone's favorite player of all time? Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins. Troy Moffitt, running back room is strong. I'll expand on that with Lion Fighter's question. Hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to get those questions answered. Get them in. Get them in. We could approach this as a normal cut, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. Just keep me up to date on the time. So Romeo, he got us to $200 in donations, and that's why we're doing an extra segment here on the show, taking all of your questions. If you want to get those questions in, hashtag Eagles or Super Chat. Millie and Lawrence Fields with some recent questions as well. Let's get into it right now and start taking those questions. We're going to take your questions on today's Philadelphia Eagles now. We opened up the floor for all of our loyal subscribers to hit us with whatever they want to talk about here on the show, and we are a channel of the people. We are a channel for Philadelphia, and that's why we're taking your questions on today's show. This is Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. At the end of the day, this is why you subscribe to be a part of the movement here at Chat Sports. Losing hope, getting us started with the $5 donation. I wanted to keep CJ Gardner-Johnson, but now I'm so glad that we did not pay him. So when the New Orleans Saints traded him to Philadelphia, basically for a bag of peanuts at the time, I was like, why would Mickey Loomis in New Orleans ever trade a player of this caliber who has swagger, who's a really versatile guy who can play slot nickel corner. He can play safety as well. He had been productive every year that he had been in the NFL since getting selected out of Florida. And I thought it was a genius move by Howie Roseman. And he goes on to have a great first season and only season in Philadelphia. He missed all that time after lacerating his kidney. Even though he missed a lot of games, several of them, I think it was around 5, he still finished the year tied for the most interceptions in the NFL. And the Eagles as an organization, as long as I've been alive, have always had quality safeties. Brian Dawkins growing up, Quentin Michael was a really good player, Malcolm Jenkins, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and the Eagles used him as a chess piece where he could kind of line up everywhere. in the slot, nickel, safety. Sometimes he would kind of play a cornerback role as well. I loved what he did last year. And the guy ended up being a fan favorite with the way that he carried himself, with the swagger that he had. He's running around with the dread that's dyed green for the Eagles like Jalen Mills used to do. He's rocking a Dream Chasers chain, and he's flaunting himself in the locker room, and I'm like, this guy fits in so well with the Philadelphia Eagles, with the fan base, with the culture, all that stuff. I asked him in the interview that we did on Eagles Now during the Super Bowl, do you want to come back to Philadelphia? He said, who wouldn't want to come back? Great place. I'd love to stay here. Great organization. And then on the Twitch stream, he's given basically a $5 super chat. And somebody asked him the least favorite thing about Philadelphia. He said, I hate them effers. My least favorite thing was the fans. They're so obnoxious. And throughout this offseason, he's really soured on Philadelphia, and Philadelphia soured on him in turn. And here's my issue. You know, you can carry yourself the way that you do. You run around with the Dream Chasers chain, and then you bash the fan base. And that's a little bit fake to me, because the Eagles offered him more money and more years than he got from the Detroit Lions. He's the one who didn't take the deal, and now he's the one who's salty. I take an issue with that, but the Eagles probably good with moving on. There was also a report that they kind of grew tired of the antics, and maybe now we're seeing what they saw the entire time. I'm always a proponent of, if he's a quality player, if an athlete is a really good player and they can impact winning, then you live with that stuff. Eagles, they gave him the deal. He didn't take it. And they said, look, if you don't take this deal, we're going to sign James Bradbury and Darius Slay. That's what they ended up doing. Next up, let's go to Flipping the Bird 85 with the $5 super chat here. Kelee, Ringo, and Reed Battleship. I love that nickname for Reed Blankenship. Starting safeties week 1, your thoughts? So I think it's highly doubtful that Kelee Ringo will start week 1 after making a position change. I think that Reed Blankenship is going to start. I'm going to give you the lame answer here, and I'm going to say that Terrell Edmunds and Reed Blankenship, who are your starting safeties slotted right now, are going to start week 1 against the New England Patriots in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium as Tom Brady gets honored after his retirement. And Edmunds is a former first-round pick who plays a lot of box safety, and he struggled a little bit with Pittsburgh, and Mike Tomlin obviously has had some really good defenses out there. It's a little bit of a red flag. Can he be a solid player given the Eagles' pass rush this year, taking pressure off the secondary? Maybe. Now, if he doesn't play well, then the pressure is on, because Sidney Brown, who the Eagles took in the 3rd round out of Illinois, played a lot of box safety last year and thrived in that role. So the heat is on Edmunds already. Ringo, I'm going to say, doesn't start if he makes the team as a safety, but I like the versatility that he's already willing to display going into year 1. The Eagles supposedly and reportedly really, really do like him. So let's ask you this. What will the starting safety tandem be for the Eagles week 1 against the Patriots? Let us know down in the comment section right now. Lion Fighter, do you honestly believe in our running back room? I heard DeAndre Swift gets bad migraines and he can't play regularly. So he's been banged up throughout his career a lot, and that's a little bit of a concern. I do believe in the Eagles running backs, because I think when Swift is on the field, he's a really good player. He actually led all running backs in yards per touch last year. He's a better receiver than Miles Sanders, just as much of the home run threat. But you're right. I'm not sure if it's the migraines. I haven't personally heard that. I know that he's been banged up. I know that in the Hard Knocks segment last year, in which the Lions were featured, Deuce Staley, former Eagles great and a former Eagles coach, talked about Swift needing to work through some of the nicks and bruises that come with playing the running back position. And that's a big reason why, he hasn't been on the field all that much consistently. He's played a lot of games, but he hasn't been that bell cow back. If he's right, if he's healthy, special player. Kenneth Gainwell, LFX. You saw what he was able to do in the playoffs. He was one of the more productive backs in the playoffs. Very, very good player who has pass catching ability as well. Boston Scott, what he brings to the table is also extremely productive and very, very valuable. I also like this. The Eagles have the 15th ranked running back room in the NFL, but the positional spending for the Eagles is just genius work by Howie Roseman because he's not investing a lot of money into that position, just over $7 million for the 3 running backs that I talked about and Trey Sermon, and I think it's an expendable position. Other teams feel that way as well, given how the Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, and Saquon Barkley situations have played out in the NFL. Flipping the bird 85 with another $5 super chat. Start, bench, cut. B-Doc, Jalen Hurts, Brandon Graham. That's a question for Trizzy and Chase. So, this is tough. I am going to start Brian Dawkins. He's my favorite Eagle of all time, and he's already a Hall of Famer. Hurts and BG are not. BG might be an Eagles Hall of Famer. I am going to... Oh my gosh, this is impossible. Bench Brandon Graham and then cut Jalen Hurts just because he's had one great year, but that's the only reason. That's really, really difficult to do. Flipping the bird 85, you're putting the pressure on me, but that's my start, bench, cut. I absolutely love the question. Training camp is coming up soon. Make sure you subscribe to the show. We take your questions. We give you analytics. We give you analysis. We do deep dives into what the Eagles are doing, and we're closing in on 47,000 subscribers. Help us get there. Go Birds. Hit that sub button right now. Millie315, is this the last year for Kelce, Fletch, and BG? You don't know. I mean, look, we've been talking about this for the last few years, really since the Super Bowl, and that was in 2017. Really since then, they've kind of been on this year-by-year approach. Kelce for sure. Fletcher Cox might want to play a couple of more years. Brandon Graham wants to end his career with Philadelphia. He signed a deal to come back. So too did Fletch on that discount. I think they want one more Super Bowl. And can you imagine the legacy that these 3 players have in addition to Lane Johnson? They've all been with this organization for more than a decade. They won the franchise's first Super Bowl. They get a second. They're already going down right now as we speak as all-time Eagles. They win another Super Bowl, they're never going to have to pay for anything ever in the city of Philadelphia ever again, and that still might be the case even though they only had that one Super Bowl. The point here being, you get Super Bowl number 2, Lombardi Trophy number 2. That is legendary stuff right there. Abigail tuned in from Mexico. She actually just found the show, so everybody type Abigail down in the chat to welcome her to the program. She's also a first-time super chatter as well. Do you think the play calling is going to be better or worse from last year? I think this is a sneaky, underrated concern for the Eagles going into 2023. Brian Johnson has never called plays at the NFL level. He's called plays at the college level. He does know Jalen Hurts very, very well. Jalen Hurts' dad was actually Brian Johnson's coach when Brian Johnson was in high school. Brian Johnson tried to recruit Jalen Hurts on numerous occasions. So they have that familiarity in which that synergy could lead to them having synergy with just offensive football in general. But he's never called plays at the NFL level, so I'm a little bit concerned by that. And then Sean Desai has 1 year of experience being a defensive coordinator. Now they're thrust into a role in which they're calling plays for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. They need to get off to a fast start. And if they don't, it gets worrisome given the middle stretch of this year being so difficult with teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, 49ers on the road against the Seahawks. That's a difficult stretch there. And they're going to have to start the year hot with some inexperienced coaches. It is a sneaky concern that not a lot of people are talking about. Andrew Nathan, if you're Howie Roseman, what's the big trade right before the season? Linebacker or safety? For example, Budda Baker or Devin White. So the Eagles are paying their linebackers and their safeties bottom 3 money in the NFL. It might even be bottom 2, actually. Budda Baker wouldn't surprise me. I don't think they go after Devin White. I think if it's a linebacker, it's a more affordable option who's going into the final year of his rookie contract in Patrick Queen, who's on an expiring deal, whereas Devin White is a lot more expensive. So Budda Baker or Patrick Queen, those are the 2 trades that maybe Howie Roseman might make. Millie315 with another one. Which rookie has the biggest impact this year? I'm going Jalen Carter. I think because of his overall talent, his versatility to play any position along that defensive line, just the fact that he's a really, really good player. I think Nolan Smith and Sidney Brown and Kelee Ringo, those are other rookies who could have an impact. let me throw this out there. If Ty Zentner makes the team as a punter and he ends up being a good punter and a better one than Aaron Sipos, I'm a huge advocate for special teams. I think special teams really do matter. We saw in the Super Bowl, it cost Philadelphia mightily. So Ty Zentner and then those other guys that I talked about, those are the rookies who could have the biggest impact. Before we hop on out of here for this segment, subscribe to the show. And if you ain't subscribed, you ain't alive. It's Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Thanks for all of your great questions. Most importantly, thanks for tuning in. And if you're still watching, give me a real one in the comment section right now. Brandon Peck, Elijah, he's in the house. He just got that question in just after the bell, but I'll answer it here. In the chances that Washington is renaming, rebranding again, should we try and punk them and trademark their most likely new name so they have to rebrand again? That is next level thinking right there. Next level thinking.
What did they almost choose last time?
Didn't somebody literally have
they bookmark or
the Generals, right? Or
there was something that was trademarked ahead of time.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
What was one of their ones, like the Iron Pigs or something? That was one of them.
That's the Phillies minor league affiliate. I don't think that was going to be it. Maybe it was. A lot of people wanted the Generals.
Hot take. I like the football team.
It was corny at the start, but it's better than the Commanders.
I'll say this, also when you thinking Washington football team, you're just like, oh, those are football guys.
Here's what tells me they don't love the name. Their logo is still a W.
Yeah.
They didn't put anything with the C in there. It's still the W. For just Washington. Just my take.
I like the football team, man.
Elijah, you've missed a crazy show today, man. $230 in Super Chats. Romeo came in with the 100. We did an extra segment because we got to 200. Izzy B taking a shot in an Auburn bikini. It's been nuts, man. It's been nuts. Izzy B said, miss you, Elijah. We miss you, too. So let's do this. 66 people still hanging out. You're all real ones, just like Abigail is. In the chat, Callie Green, real one. Bros the Smacks, real one. Flipping the Bird, real one. Dennis Design said, Eli is here. The Puppets of Lobbyists from Izzy B. That is funny. That is funny. This will trigger a lot of people. I'm reading Tucker Carlson's book right now. It's very fascinating. Losing Hope saying Commanders. Brandon Peck is a real one. Izzy B is a real one. Andrew Nathan a real one. Let's do a 2-minute Super Chat shot clock, but let's show them the Super Chat menu and then put up the 2-minute shot clock. No, bro. It's bros. Come on, dude. What? Bros is max, right? Bros is max. Isn't that what I've been saying? No, bro. It's bros. Bros is max. Bros is max. Isn't that what I've been saying? Jeff Ham said, real one making dinner. Thanks for tuning into the show while you're making dinner. What are you making, Jeff Ham? Like bras. More than one bra. That's bros.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. Elijah, sorry, yeah. Had some end of the month work to do, trying to get official approval for that 4-week time. I'm off for taking that NFL road trip. This is very cool, is that everybody knows Elijah Stovall. He's probably been our biggest super chatter since I hopped on board the channel, probably about a year ago at this point, which is kind of crazy to think about. He is doing an NFL tour in which he's trying to hit different NFL stadiums.
That's tough. What's the road trip, Elijah?
Yeah, what's the road trip, Elijah?
Are you hitting New England up week 1?
Yeah, let us know. Oh, Brazzy Smacks. Brazzy Smacks. Brazzy Smacks. Okay. We got you, Brazzy Smacks. Brazzy Smacks. We got you. All right, we're starting the Super Chat shot clock here, and here's our Super Chat menu. If you send in a Super Chat, we stay live. If not, we sign off. We call it a day. It's been an absolutely sensational program today. $5 mini Eagle shots with our mini Eagle shot glass here. Both logos. 2, by the way. $10 or more, your name goes on the football head. $20, push-ups. 50 for a beer bong, 100 for a shotgun. A name that I do have to add after sending in so many super chats today is our guy Flipping the Bird 85, who, like Elijah, has been a super chat MVP for us on Philadelphia Eagles now. So if you send in a super chat within those 2 minutes, we stay live. If not, we sign off all good. So flipping the bird.
I remember Elijah Stovall, when I first started working here, September 1st was actually my first day.
Wow, right before the NFL season.
I remember a couple Eagles live streams would get a little nutty in September, and I always remember the name Elijah being screamed.
Elijah, Elijah, Elijah. Brandon Peck, what's the tops for the record this year? Are you talking Eagles record? I think they win 12 or 13 games. 14 wins back-to-back is very, very difficult to do.
Think they win the division?
Oh, here we go with Elijah. ATL, Philly, Detroit, Nashville, nothing too hard. He lives in Tennessee.
Okay.
Maybe thinking about adding a West Coast game if I can flip it. That's very cool.
What Falcons game you going to?
Yeah, what Falcons game are you going to? Rolly helps lead our Falcons
Yeah,
team.
I happen to run the Falcons, so I'm curious.
Losing hope right before the shot clock expires with 5 seconds to go with the $5 super chat. That's more shots here. I feel like I owe a lot for flipping the bird 85.
You owe, let's look back here. We got flipping the bird sent in 3, and then losing hope, so I guess that's 4.
So 4. All right, here's 2.
Losing hope goes, I think Washington should use the South Park logo they made for them. I don't remember what it was, and I got to look up what it looks like.
There's 4. There's 4. Kelee Green, no one likes us, we don't care. I'll do the no one likes us, we don't care for 50. I'll do that for 50.
That's good.
What do we got?
This is the logo that was made in South Park.
Dude.
It's good stuff.
You know what I love about Losing Hope? Very creative thinker.
Yeah.
Very creative thinker. And he thinks fast on the fly. So our shot clock gets reset. We're under 2 minutes to go here. Don't got to remind you, but once again, that's the super chat menu.
I tell you what, Chase, going back to the South Park, I don't think I've ever watched South Park through.
Oh, wow. Like an episode or?
No, like I would just say like in general.
Okay.
But I feel like I have seen so many episodes because I have so many friends that like to just put it on in the background. So if we're just chilling and they throw it on the background, I've seen so many episodes without actually watching the show.
Dude, they say some of the most out-of-pocket hilarious stuff.
It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely hilarious. And again, like, I hate cancel culture. I think that people, like, art and comedy is creative expression to me. Like, it shouldn't be limited. And if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
Yeah.
South Park is hilarious. Flipping the bird 85. Walking into band practice. Catch y'all on the flip side.
Love that.
Flipping the bird.
I want to quickly, if you got time, quickly let us know what are you playing?
Yeah, what do you play, dude?
Being in a band. You
That's pretty
guitar,
cool.
you
I
drums?
used to play the cello growing up. And then I played the saxophone as well. Elijah said Saints week 12.
That might be the game they're wearing their throwbacks, Elijah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They just announced it today. Let me double check that for you.
Flipping the bird. Flipping the bird. Flipping the bird.
That's got to be week 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Week 12 against the Saints at home, that's when they're going to be wearing their throwback jerseys.
Dennis Designs with another 5.
Half price time. Don't know what that means. Are we doing
I never said half price time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess he thinks he's running the ship around here. I'm the captain now.
We all right, under the minute mark here. Or wait, what happened?
I paused it.
Okay, clock paused. So let's reset. And then I guess we'll go 50% off. 2-minute shot clock here.
All right.
2-minute shot clock.
So Dennis is not starting in it, but he basically kicked it off. Izzy B, the total is at 245. Still 60 people watching. Shout out to y'all. Half price off the menu. I guess I'll flash it one more time. So $2 is Eagle mini shots, I suppose.
Yeah, anything under 5 equals mini shots. $5, your name goes on the football head. We'll do 10 for 20 push-ups, 25 for a beer bong, and then 50 for the shotgun.
Flipping the bird
Slap
says,
the base.
I love that.
I like that.
I love that.
I like that.
How long have you been playing? I feel
Losing
bad asking
hope.
so many questions.
Losing hope. Another 5.
He asked, Rolly, as an ATL fan, how do you feel about our new wide receiver? Can't spell his name. Oh, Olamide Zacchaeus. Sneaky good player.
Sneaky good player, dude.
That's kind of how I feel about it. I was like, Zacchaeus, sneaky good player, just never really got to put up big numbers because when he played in Atlanta, it was with the washed Matt Ryan / shitty Marcus Mariota. Sorry, I know he's on your squad now, but he's pretty bad. So I feel like he can really do some damage with a real quarterback. And if he's the wide receiver 3, he's speedy, man. He can get loose in the backfield or the back end of the secondary. Zacchaeus, though, sneaky good wide receiver, losing hope. Sneaky good wide receiver. Oh, I got to reset the shot clock.
Resetting the shot clock. Resetting the shot clock. We're up to 252. We're going to get to 300 today. We're going to get to 300. Oh! There it is from Dennis. Dennis Designs.
I don't know why he put 25 as the text.
That's a shotgun, right? Oh, man.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I have any beers left. If you want to give me a happy dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Dennis Designs with the 50. Getting us past 300. Man, this just tells me football is getting close. Yes, Dennis Designs, no one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. If it's a dad, the cold's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. We're the Eagles, effing Eagles. No one likes us. We don't care. We don't care. CJ Gardner-Johnson, we don't care. We'll come back at you, but we don't really care.
I love that meme where it's like, we do not care. Have you ever seen that meme or GIF or whatever it is?
We just don't care.
Someone's like talking about something serious, and then someone just drops it on Twitter. It's like a video, and it's just like, we do not care.
Yeah.
I always laugh at that.
Shout out girlfriend Kira for watching the show. Kira, thanks for tuning in. Shout out Kira. Everybody type Kira in the chat. Kyra. Get the spelling right. Get the spelling right. Dennis Design saying LOL.
Is the grape one good? I haven't tried it.
It's really good.
Which is better,
really
raspberry or grape?
I think grape is better.
Interesting.
The only thing is, like, when you have multiple of them, the taste, like, just feels like fake after a while.
Too much.
You know what I mean?
Too much sugar, I suppose.
Well, I don't even know if it has sugar in it or not. 1 gram of sugar.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's not much sugar. But something just tastes weird.
Interesting.
Losing hope, type in Kira. Abigail, type in Kira. Let's go. All right, Dennis. I think we're going to sign off after this. We've accomplished enough today. It's been an awesome show. So this is for Dennis. No one likes us. We don't care. Got it into the chat. Let's go. Dennis, he said our producer didn't sing. What's up with that? He was getting the drink.
I was getting the drink.
He was getting the drink. That's why.
sometimes there's just things in life you just got to sit back and admire. And Chase doing a shotgun is one of those things for me. I mean, it's
a
incredible.
weird skill.
I mean, it is so quick. I hate to say, like, you doing a shotgun and Chugs doing a beer boot, it is something that I never thought I'd be amazed with, but truly unbelievable.
Let's see. Oh, Losing Hope wants the shot clock again. All right, we can go shot clock.
We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. Losing Hope. I have to delay for Izzy. I don't know what that means. Shout out to Dennis sending that 50 to get us over 300 in Super Chats for today's show. What an absolute legend.
Yeah, Dennis Designs, Romeo,
Big
and
hitters.
Flipping the Bird 85.
Yeah? I don't know what this means.
I don't know what this means either.
What does stalling mean?
And then what is Brazismax? That's the pronunciation, right? Brazismax?
Yeah.
Show us the total. We could show you the total.
Sure.
307, goal 400, weigh in 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the 307 is the total right now. Oh, Izzy B is doing another shot video.
Oh.
That's why Losing Hope was causing the delay. Brazismax, Rolly, the legend. He's helping me out today. Usually it's Trace, as people know, but Trace was on vacation in Mexico, actually. Mexico! All right. Let's see.
Did I nail it? Fuck yes.
Brazismax. Have to remember that.
I feel like it changes every time.
Yeah. Izzy, no new video here. Brazismax. Let's get lit. So, all right. Y'all asked for the total. We're at 307 here. The goal is 400. That would be more than any of our NFC East teams have done this week. Giants.
Scrubs.
Commanders.
Scrubs.
Cowboys.
Scrubs.
Frauds. Exactly. So if we get the 400, that would be the new record this week against our NFC East counterparts.
Izzy B, that is correct.
Nick does the Heat, right? Exactly. Brazzy smacks, Rolly stepping up. I know. But look, the hype is real because training camp starts on the 25th. We're 5 days away, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
5 days away, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Designs. Chase, I'm only worried about the middle of the field. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Boot is void. Patrick Queen is not a free agent. Buda Baker, is also not a free agent. Yannick Ngakoue is, though.
Shout out to Iron Mizzle. He DM'd me. He asked if we run any fantasy football. We do not. I'm not really a big fantasy football guy. Are you?
I am, actually.
You are?
Yeah.
See, I'm at the point where I haven't played fantasy football in a long time. I think it dilutes the game from my experience of what I want to watch. Because I don't want to watch a game and be like, oh, the Eagles won, but Jalen Hurts only had 15 fantasy points. And then if I'm covering the game and then I'm betting on games, that's like a lot of information.
So yeah. I kind of get the part where, like, you don't want to root against your own team or you'll be mad that, oh, the Eagles won, but I didn't win in fantasy. I just think you have to, at least the way I do it, like, separate the two, right? Like, I will always prioritize my favorite team winning over fantasy. Like, if I lose in fantasy football, but my team wins on Sunday, I couldn't give two fucks.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to watch my team win. But it does add more to, like, that Sunday night game, that Monday night game, when you need something not to happen or you need something to happen. I just think it adds more intrigue as a fan, and I personally really enjoy it.
Losing hope. Scrubs, F Dallas. Type F Dallas in the chat for sure. What is the record? I mean, losing hope, it's more than 500, man. When Rolly, what he was talking about a little bit earlier when he first came, it was one of the first Eagles live shows that we did. We did $1,100 in Super Chats. It was insane. So that was probably the most for a regular, like, weekly live show. And then I'm looking at some of the numbers here for what we did in the regular season. The most that we did was for the NFC Championship game. I think it was around 1,400. Yeah, about 1,400 was the record for the most that we've ever done on a single stream here. So,
that's tough.
Yeah, tough. Tough for sure.
Eagles fans know how to party, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Philadelphia, that's what it's all about. Dennis Designs can't stand watching Kelsey in that Super Bowl. I know, tough to get over. Yeah, losing hope. We did over $1,000 a couple times, man. It was.
I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but I really thought y'all were going to win that Super Bowl.
So did I. Up 10 at halftime. I thought the Eagles were going to win, and then Patrick Mahomes, his only incompletion in the second half was on the throwaway.
Yeah.
So he was just clicking. And Byron Nails is here now. Hey, y'all. Everybody type Byron in the chat. We told everybody to type Kier in the chat earlier. Now type Byron in the chat. Byron Nails, another one of our big super chatters. Byron, you've missed a show today, man. We're up to $300, $312 in super chats. Romeo, Dennis Designs, Losing Hope, Flipping the Bird 85. Some of the real OG super chatters are in the house. My man, good to see you. So I think we're going to sign off, right? Or should we do one minute? Let's do a one minute shot clock. Let's put the pressure on the people here. We'll put the pressure on the people. Abigail, Lion Fighter, Izzy B, Dennis Designs, Losing Hope, Ryan Rowe. All typing Byron. Byron Nails is traveling for work, he said. He's in Indiana right now. Nice. Nice. All right, 1 minute shot clock. Y'all want us to keep going? We'll keep going. If not, awesome day today. Awesome day today.
Man, you get this feel of football being back, though, Chase, and it's just awesome.
Dude,
so close.
I really can't wait.
I think I said that to you yesterday.
Yeah. I started to do, like, the preseason research, and I'm like, just give me football. Watching quarterback on Netflix. Oh! Byron! 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 $20 super chat. Let's go, Byron! On the road in Indiana. He enters the fold. That gets us up to 332. Losing hope with another 2. He's shouting out Byron, I got to do the 20 push-ups. I've been putting in a lot of push-ups on the show today.
Yeah. I mean, they're just making you get into shape. That's what we like to see. Losing hope sends in $2. Says Byron just got here. Indeed, he did. Shout out Byron. I am another guy that I say, like, I'm not really familiar with the Eagles Now game. Like, I used to be involved a little bit back in September, but not really so much.
Just kind of overseeing
lately,
at that point, right?
Like,
yeah.
But now getting back into it, I've been starting to see who the real ones are.
Byron's heading to Vikings country praying for me. Well, Byron, guess where the Eagles on the Super Bowl? Vikings country.
Also shit on them.
That is a area of the country that we really, really like. And in the NFC Championship game, see, that's the cool thing. Not only did they kick the Vikings' ass in Philly, Then they went to Minnesota and won the Super Bowl 2 weeks later.
That's really as disrespectful as it gets. They really just stamped their flag Baker Mayfield style in the center of Minnesota and said, this is my crib now.
Yeah.
We run this.
Absolutely awesome. Andrew Nathan, new producer converted. Nice. Go Birds. Rolly's one of the best that we have here at Chat Sports for sure. So happy that he's on the stream today. Trace Hot Seat.
Listen, it's not often I get to hop on. I've got my little niches, but, I like to venture out, partied up with Eagles fans. I do know y'all got some style. Y'all got some party in you, so it's pretty good. Fun to be here.
They won't like me with my Eagles gear, said Byron. Shot clock is down to 10 sneakily. Under 10 now that I see it. Trace Hot Seat, Andrew said, yes, LOL.
Trace called me up, actually, and said that he is now a Cowboys fan. I don't know what that was all about.
Wow. Trace. Cowboys fan now. Rolly took over. All right. I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
I think we're good. Great show today. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Absolutely awesome. 4 segments in the can and some really good football information. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch it. Those videos, of course, will be out over the next few days as well. Eagles now. Shout out Potion. Eagles reporting to training camp July 25th. Real football talk is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait for it. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We'll be back this time next week. Thanks to everybody who supported the show today, sent in a donation. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I continue to be humble, doing what I do, doing what we do. It is the best job on the planet. I can't think of a better one. We're not worthy, but we do appreciate it. Nobody likes us. We don't care. Go Birds. EAGLES. We out. Peace.